Hello, I'm the Brown Booktuber and I've got a brand new angle. Honestly, I mostly did this angle so I could show off my Blackpink t-shirt because, you know, I've become a blink in the time between us seeing each other.
It's very like cozy.
How are you? I'm going to be talking about the Christmas TBR I have. The 4 books I'm going to be reading over Christmas. 4 plus 1 audiobook I'm listening to, but I won't talk about that. So, let's get right into it. The first book is one I picked up from my local library. It is A Bookshop in Algiers by, I'm going to butcher the name, Kauter Adimi, which is about a bookshop that is in Algiers and about the history of that shop and the importance of bookshops, not just in the sense of selling books, but maybe in the sense of a revolution, perhaps? This one just caught my eyes. The cover itself is beautiful, but A Bookshop in Algiers to me was like, this is probably about the revolution, isn't it? And I think it's going to be. So I'm looking forward to reading that. As always, all the books I talk about are going to be in the description down below. And hey, what you're reading this Christmas, let me know in the comments down below. Remember to like, subscribe, and share the video with a friend or family member. Let's get to like 150 subscribers by the end of the year. Up next, we have a familiar face to this channel. It is Hiromi Kawakami, once again in the Nakao thrift shop. I'm hoping that this book is a little bit more like Strange Weather in Tokyo than the other Kawakami books I've spoken about thus far this year, just because I want something a bit more on those lines, a little bit further away from the fantastical nature of her books, which I love, but I want something more, you know, grounded for this Christmas time. That's kind of what I'm feeling. You know, I wrote in a comment section about someone talking about Kawakami, like, yeah, as I've gotten older, I've realized I prefer writers like Kawakami far more than the likes of Murakami. It's part of growing up. And someone replied, oh, so you're into older men? And frankly, if I was, yes, I'm sure I would be into older men, okay? Thirdly, we have Inverting the Pyramid by Jonathan Wilson.
Come on, England! Score some fucking goals!
I will not bore you guys with sports content because it seems sports books don't do well on my channel, which I understand, and I won't be making a video on this, but it's about the history of football tactics and I'm personally very interested in it and I'm very excited to read it. I won't bore you with it and I won't make a video on it. I promise it will probably come up on my Every Book I Read in 2022 video. And finally, and the book I think I'm most excited to reading is Before Your Memory Fades by Toshikazu Nawaguchi.
Another cold brew? Don't mind if I cold do.
Which is the 3rd book in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. I read this first book a while ago. I did it in one sitting. I'm pretty sure I made a video about it. I'll link it somewhere if I did. And then on a flight, I listened to the 2nd book just because I needed books to listen to on the flight, and I was like, oh, I picked this up whilst I was at the airport and I didn't realise there was a book in between. That book was good and it continued the story and it added layers to the idea of Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and it added dimension to that story, even further dimension. It expanded on the universe of Before the Coffee Gets Cold, which is not a sentence I thought I would ever say. So I'm looking forward to how Before Your Memory Fades does that. I think it will be interesting. Some of the things that were done in the 2nd book, which I'll put a picture of here because I've forgotten the name, some of the stuff they did in that book actually majorly changed the story and told you a lot more about certain characters in the story. So I'm very much looking forward, because I think, I don't know if this is going to be the final book, I doubt it, but if it is, it may go full circle to what happens at the end of the 1st book. And I'm very interested in that. If you have read the Before the Coffee Gets Cold books, let me know your thoughts down below. Probably no spoilers for this book, please, just because it's the one I might save until, you know, that period between Christmas and New Year's to read. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the series as a whole, if you think it goes downhill, or if the first one is the best one, or the last one's the best one. Maybe the middle one is the best one, in your opinion. I enjoyed the middle one, so I'm looking forward to the 4th one. 3rd one, but my 4th book. So, those are all the books I'm going to be reading. Plus, I'm listening to Miyazaki World, a book about how Miyazaki, obviously one of the creative geniuses behind Studio Ghibli, behind some of your favorite movies like My Neighbor Totoro, Kiki's Delivery Service, La Pita, Future Boy Conan. If you know that, it's a very old deep dive. So that's very interesting at the moment. I think if you're very much into Miyazaki, if you're into Ghibli stuff, pick it up and read it. I'm listening to it, obviously. It is a more academic look at Miyazaki's work, so you may not agree with every take from the author. I think it's Susan Napier. So you may not agree with everything. I don't, but academic works, you don't usually agree with everything that's being said, or you don't usually agree with all of the analysis of Miyazaki's movies. But I'm enjoying it, and again, if you're a Ghibli fan, or if you're a fan of cinema in general, pick it up, read it. I think it's pretty good. Miyazaki World. There will be a picture here, I'm sure, at some point. So, those are the 4 books. Those are the 4 books, I'm going to keep down the edit, I'm going to be reading before the end of the year. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on any of these books. And like I said before, let me know what you're going to be reading in this final month, this Christmas month. And maybe you have something a little bit more Christmassy than I do. Let me know in the comments down below. Hey, thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, share the video with a friend or family member, listen to some Blackpink if you need to whilst you're watching this video. And I hope you read a great book today and have a wonderful Christmas time. I will say that again in another video, probably.
Stop pink venom, stop pink venom, stop pink venom, get him, get him, get him.